Welcome to another Chess24 Banter Blitz session. So this is a special edition on a Monday, and okay, so it's 5 PM. Usually this is on Sunday. It's just that I'm going on holiday for a few days later this week. Okay, hope the sound, just check, I'm slightly different location. Sound okay? I hope visuals okay, and I got a slightly bigger board on this setup. Okay, we're going to start with someone who has actually crushed me more than once in the past. So this is a first. This is not the best warm up, but I'm going to try my best. I've been pumped up with Eye of the Tiger. I'm hoping that's going to help. Okay, this is Eye of the Tiger on YouTube from Rocky. He's quick. He's dangerous. And this is a theoretical debate here at the moment. Can I play for castles and e5? It looks very theoretical. Let's not move the king there. That'd be a quick way to lose. Okay, let's be a bit careful on the pre-moves. Now, if he plays bishop h4, he'd be threatening bishop h7 and knight g5 if he plays bishop h4. That's a little trick to bear in mind. Bishop h4 threatens bishop takes h7 and knight g5. I know that because I've fallen for that in the past. So I'm playing h6 there. Now I might be tempted for a quick e5 here. Hoping this is okay. My d5 looks a bit vulnerable. Do I get a pin over here with bishop g4? I can try and swap off the bishops, but then I lose d5. Let's see what he's doing here. Is he playing bishop e5, bishop e5? I've got bishop f5 after. If he plays bishop e5, queen d3, haven't I got bishop f5? There might be better in maybe g5, f4. Alright, let's go here. So I'm wondering if he's going to play bishop takes and then queen d3, because h7 does seem lucrative. Okay, it looks as though I'm in trouble on those light squares. If he's taking, if I've got queen e5, I've got queen h2 first. Try and sort out this. Has he got knight g6? Nope. I'm hoping this is okay anyway. Hoping. If he hasn't got knight e6, d5 is a bit vulnerable. Taking I'm on h2 if he wants to get that d3 square. I think something like rook f7. There's f4. No time. I don't want to lose a pawn, but I'm going to be running into f4. Can I play g5? Looks a bit radical. I just want to be able to play rook f7 to hold h7. This is quite weakening, though. Yeah, I'm under pressure. Don't like it. Do I get a chance for bishop c7? Just to hold d5, then I could play maybe queen f6. Do I get a chance for that? Right, bishop c7 here. At least it holds d5 a bit. I'll play queen f6 after. Takes, queen d3. Okay, there is that. Can I play queen f6? Yeah. I might be threatening something like knight f3, bishop g3 now. I'm hoping he misses that. I don't like my light squares, that's for sure, that much. g5 looks a bit crazy thing to do. Alright, can I get to play this tactic? Or not? This knight f3 tactic. Is it going to be too weakening for me? He's got the check here, that's king g7. So I'm punting for this knight f3 tactic. I have the tiger, I have the tiger. I got the... I should know the lyrics, they're pretty good. Okay, knight f3 and bishop g3. Do I get murdered? Or not? On the light squares. I got some dark square play. I got to watch my light squares. How? Queen d3. I can't play bishop f4 here, surely, with tempo. Now queen d3. What about rook d7? And is it strong with bishop e3 check? Is that with check? But maybe. King g2. There's queen f3. King here on h. All right. Let's defend this for a moment. I think it's going well. Oh, okay. I can do an interruption move. So I'm threatening queen f3, interrupting f3. I just want to make sure he hasn't got rook h1 in a hurry. The light squares are a concern. Not sure. Let's think. Yes, bishop b3 is annoying. King g7 I can't do. Queen h6 is rook h1. So how do I actually progress here? That's an interesting question. Huh. Not entirely sure. Yes, he's lining up some pressure. I've got h8 covered with the queen, right? So can I do that? Maybe this is... I'm hoping this is okay. Maybe I can double rooks for rook e2. I'm hoping I can double rooks. Can I just get my king out of here? This is a bit scary. And he's got bishop. Got bishop a4. It's too scary. Lose the exchange, aren't I? Uh-oh. Can I do this? this. Oh, that's check. Hold on, that's check. Whoa! He has beaten me before. I thought it was more than once. I was lucky there, obviously. That wasn't an easy line-up first challenge, I must admit. I usually like having someone less than 2100 for my rating. Anyway, I got away with it there on the clock or whatever. I didn't get hunted down to mate, so that was a good news there. For just from the context of a Blitz game, not a theoretical thing, just the Blitz game. Right. Okay. Oh, that was scary. I thought it might have been okay at one point. I knew my light squares, they were a persistent problem there, especially with G5, persistent problem, the light squares. I think there was also, because there was also bishop b3 anytime I tried to move the rook, it looked really tricky actually. So okay, I got away with murder there in that first game. It was really tricky, I thought, though. It's difficult to solve the problems really, but it's difficult to get a grip on them. Okay, so bishop a2. I think it's easier to play the attacker quite often. So queen e2, rook d1. Can I play d5 here? This is an opportunity, it seems, for something there. What does it do? Alright, I'll play a move here. I don't know if it's great. He seems to be blockading d6. So knight g5. It's a move. It doesn't lose a piece yet, I think. I might be queen h5, just parking the queen on h4. I expect the knight to come to f6, park the queen on h4. Is that handy or not? Is it? I'm just wondering. Soliloquy here. It might be. To be or not to be checkmated? That is the question. d6. Isn't that dangerous? Not really. d6. Nope, doesn't do anything. Okay. I can hold c4 from afar. From here. I can play rook c1. Maybe c5 now. There's knight f5. So queen h3 instead. I lose c4. c5 knight f5 might be a lesser evil thing. I hope. I keep my pawns intact, or no, maybe I should just. Oh, actually, it keeps a pawn there, but unless he's playing knight d5, he doesn't actually get this over here. Ah, he's got knight d5. No, he hasn't. No, in fact, I'm protecting g5 and c5. Just working this out now, as you can see. Okay, so d6 might be okay. So that opens up that bishop, like a classic Petrosian-Fischer game where this bishop was activated. That looks like a nice mobile pawn center as well. Let's see what else is going on. Queen e8, d7, knight d7. Does that actually do anything? Does knight e6 do anything? c6 do anything? What about just queen e5, a sane move? Queen e5 for a moment. I think rook e8, queen d4. I think a bishop f7, queen f7. Oh, there's knight f7 holding the queen actually. Might be worth. There's knight e6 here. If rook e8. There's knight f7 as well. I don't need to play exotically, I think. This just goes into a self-pin, knight e6, I think. Knight e4 might be interesting, challenging the knight. I think this loses this pawn. Let's just do a same move again then. I want to just be able to hold the pawn for a moment. Let's hold this pawn. Then maybe knight e5 and c6. You never know. As long as I don't get back row mated. Knight e5 and c6. Is knight e5 and c6? Is that on the cards? Okay, that holds e1. I don't particularly like this bishop cutting across this diagonal. So he's extinguished my knight e5. Have I got rook c1 and c6? My back row is he's blockading. How annoying! Bishop b1. Let's see, bishop b1. Knight d4. Well, there's bishop f5 here. Or knight f5. Knight f5, queen c3 for knight h6. For queen f6. Maybe that's a good plan. Knight f5 for queen c3. Knight f5 looks like a great square for the knight. Okay, he's threatening mate. Must parry. Interruption, diagonal. Nice juicy knight on f5. I want to play queen c3, knight h6. Don't think other forcing moves do anything like queen f6. Oh, there's a pawn here I can take as well. But I think I want to break that king position. And there's queen f4 for knight h6 as well. That holds the knight. Hits the rook. So knight h6 here. Let's see, rook e6. Well, the rook's hanging. Thanks for the game, Mirko. There was some issues there. Butterfly. I'm a bit concerned. I'm going to go into a shell with the London system here. London system shell to be boring but solid. It's a 3-minute game. He's trying to play very tactically already. I don't want any gambit. I want to keep things quiet for this 3-minute game. Can I play g3 and bishop g2? Try and make my king side. Oh, that's very committal on e5. I'm going to get rid of these bishops. Try and exploit this e5 weakness. Sort of perceived weakness. I don't know if it's exploitable. It might be with queen b3 indirectly. There's a lot of pressure there. Although knight d2 there. Knight d2 is a pain. If I just kick it for a moment. Right now, I've had games like this where it's almost like winning nearly. I had a winning Blitz game that I messed up recently. It's on my schedule, on my channel, where I had something like this and it was nearly winning. I didn't find an accurate move and I messed it up. Okay, he's undoubled my pawns. The point is here, there's a lot of pressure on the light squares, I believe. That's one point I believe in. The f-file looks really good with tempo here. What is he playing at? That looks a bit like as though there's a liability here. Okay, can I get this tempo? Or should I take on e4? I wonder. There's always queen d4 after. If he wants to go into a self-pin, that's a different story. I wouldn't trust that self-pin. No, I think Knight e4 or bishop e4. Oh, I like the idea of getting a... No, that weakens my king. What's wrong with... there is queen g3. Isn't that an extra pawn or something? Not really. Alright, what about... Okay, queen g3. F2 is a bit weak. This might be bad for me, I don't know. Try and protect my pawns in the centre. A2, C1 and D4 needs care. Now, doesn't he have to worry about Queen C2? It's G6 for bishop F5 though. Am I running into trouble? There's no time for Queen F2, Queen C1. Can I take on A4? Maybe King G2 for Queen F2. Take on E4. Maybe Queen F3, Queen F2. Oh, we could be in big trouble here. Oh, I thought I was in more trouble than that. But I've only got 26 seconds. I don't think he wants a draw, but I'm gonna... In fact, I didn't realise I was so bad on time in this game. Draw? Probably not. Okay. Alright, I'm pretty slow on this connection, I think, so that's a good weakness to find. Okay. Yeah, I'm a bit slower today, I think. This connect, I need to refresh. I seem to have choose your piece. Oh, don't tell me I'm going to default this at this rate. Is this working, this game? I think this is okay. Because I've broken up the pawns. I'm hoping this is okay. Those pawns look very vulnerable. Like a Queen's Gambit accepted, gone wrong. If I go like this, Queen f4. Is the idea really e5? This is very tactical. Is the idea really e5? Because I might take on c4's weak. b5 and c4, are they not dropping? Oh wait. Could be bother here. Yes, I see. Is Queen d4 possible? I don't know, he's got a lot of piece activity. It's a really strange looking position. I don't know if I can castle queenside or something. Okay, I might have to take that. Should I go here? The knight's... well, I don't know, it seems okay to do this. You can threaten mate. Oh, that's an interesting one. I didn't expect that. I thought I was up on material here. I've got to try and be very cautious on the clock. I don't feel as quick as usual here in this configuration. Alright, having said that, there's knight d6, isn't there? So we're pawn up at the moment. Clock advantage is good. Knight d6 looks good. To simplify, the a7, that's a good sign, that a7 pawn being a bit vulnerable. So knight d6, knight d6, knight d6. Okay, b6 here, knight d6 now. Maybe for knight d4. I don't want to lose g2 in a hurry. Oh, I can play e4 for e5? No, you can just take that. What am I doing? Maybe it's good to simplify here anyway, to get a couple of the minor pieces off would simplify. Alright, so I've still got this pressure on the a file at the moment. Oh, b6 would be good, or rook a5 doubling. Let me just here for g6. I think if I double them rook a7, that looks pretty good. But I'm on g6 with tempo here, aren't I not? That means f5 is weak. Rook d4 threatens. Now rook d2 is an inconvenience, but I don't think it's fatal. King c1. Looks loose pieces. Okay, doubles rooks. I'm going to take on e4 if he doubles. Check. King c2 to b3. I've got rook e4 now on the cards. There's knight e7 as well. This is looking very good. Better than yesterday's game where I managed to lose a piece. Okay, yeah, anyway. He's losing a piece here. Better to be a piece up than a piece down usually. Thanks, Tinker. Yeah, revenge from yesterday. Okay, Fenneman. Okay. Whew. This is setup is a comfortable shoe. This setup, either with white or black, you can play this plan. You just play for with black f5 f4, white f4 f5. It's a comfortable shoe for me. I don't know. This just seems so simple. f4, squish after. What's that thing I see in Cafe Nero? There's a quotation cards. One of them is "Life is too complex, simplify" or something like that. It seems quite simple opening idea. As long as e5 is not dropping off here. Was it life's too short to waste on detail or something? Something as well. I don't know about life. Anyway, so okay, can I not just take on d4 here? Or is that too risky? Isn't that bishop e3? I'm threatening bishop f2 check. No time for bishop h6. Bishop e3, bishop g7 for d4. No? Isn't that a good idea? Bishop e3, bishop g7 to maintain the guardian of, not the galaxy, but my dark squares. The guardian of my dark squares. I want to maintain my dark square guardian here and push for d4, maybe at the right moment when the opponent is not ready for d4, when d4 does not faithfully weaken my e4 pawn. So d4, maybe the follow-up needs to be worked out. Okay, that holds my d5 pawn, right? And if he comes in with the check, queen f6, there's no knight h5. There's an added bonus of the knight being on f4. I don't run into knight h5 check, forking my king and queen here, I hope. Now knight f5 I can take with the bishop. Knight h5 I take with the knight. The knight's also holding d5. What a wonderful knight this is on f4. Hero of the position. This knight on f4. I want to be able to have time to play c6 to create stability in my pawns. Does the king want to venture up maybe at some point? c6. I guess he's got queen f4, knight h5. It only simplifies. Let's stop b5 for a laugh. I think I need my king and queen away to any nasty accidents here from this knight fork, in fact. And now, what? That's interesting. Isn't there knight d3 for queen f2? Is there some trap here? In fact, rook e2, there's queen a1. So rook e2, queen a1. So if that is the case, it's good that there's no knight h5 check, and it's good that there's a queen f2 check if the rook moves laterally, and it's good that there's queen a1 if the rook moves to e2. It's all pretty good news sometimes, isn't it? Thanks, Fenneman. Okay. Now, Audisto, I need to get my revenge. I've been listening to Eye of the Tiger, and I'm psychologically pumped up for it. But I gotta have a different opening to yesterday because it's good with the Botvinnik system. Now, what I think psychologically he might not like is this offbeat gambit, which I have used successfully in bullet chess a lot, and I think I've used it sometimes in Blitz. But I think I've beat him at least once in this weird gambit. As long as he doesn't have a massive knight on d5, I don't think he'll be as comfortable as yesterday. Taking the opponent out of comfort zone is a very important thing. I think especially in FIDE rated tournaments, you've got a whole day to prepare for their openings, and you want to take them out of their comfort zone, usually, if you're preparing something against them. Not that I play that many FIDE tournaments at the moment, but I'm hoping to, maybe, later in the year. But yeah, he seems, I don't know, already he's using more time on the clock, and I've got active pieces. He hasn't got a gigantic knight on d5, so the scenery is somewhat different from yesterday's game. I think this could favour my tactical skills a little bit more. I wonder if I should just steal an engine book and just use what engines play, because apparently engines are geared up for, the engine books are geared up for tactical positions. I think you can actually get engine books, but this would probably be in an engine book. This is a weird gambit just to maximise piece play, but you know, it's far less positional than yesterday's scenery. He hasn't got a massive gigantic knight on d5 as I mentioned, and even when I sort of nabbed a pawn, he had huge positional pressure. For that to happen from this position, I think is less likely. It seems I've got more tactical dynamics going on here. I've got more piece play, and it's probably it's pretty uncharted territory. I think it's almost like a Smith-Morra in reverse as well, which I play a lot, of course. Smith-Morra gambit in reverse, but it's against the Fianchetto line. In fact, for me, it seems, I don't know, e4 looks almost like crushing. I don't know. Why is he allowing this? Knight e5 to d3? It's incredible. If you get someone out of their their comfort zone, what can result? I don't know. Is he really giving up the dark square bishop? I think he might have to. This looks very uncomfortable for white here, I would say. I've got queen e7, rook d8. I did mentally think this would be a good line against him after yesterday's performance. Whoa! Really? I'm thinking knight g4, queen h4, king f1, bishop g4. I guess he's not exterminated. So, okay, I'll trust him on that. Oh, he's not winning a piece with... Don't tell me he's winning a piece with f4. No! Are you telling me I should have played the other line? Oh, man. Okay. Surely I'm going to get a lot of play here. Or not. If I sack this bishop. Knight d5, queen h4. Well, there's bishop b2 for a start. For b takes. I'm still confident here. I've got some stuff going on. Although not as confident as before, because he's trapping my bishop. He hasn't got these pieces out of the box. This is a very interesting dynamic position. Isn't that a2? If he takes this a1, I think he's going down. I think he's going down because of a2. This looks bad. Alright, queen d5, f5. Do I do something about this? I'll give my bishop a square and also undermine the pawn structure at the same time. Knight g4 threatens. Queen g5. Bishop f5 threatened. Knight b4 might be a threat for knight d3. Bishop e4 there. What about bishop f5? Then I've got the threat. Okay, he's got queen h5. Maybe g6. Then knight b4, knight d3. g6, I can slide my bishop back if needed. If queen h6, bishop g7. I'm threatening knight b4. Anything better than knight b4 is going to castle. Knight b4 looks too tasty to pass off to get a knight to d3. Let's pin here as well. I've given him bishop e4 though. Maybe that was stupid. That was stupid. I've weakened my king. What about just parking the bishop on g7 to make sure no naughty business with the pawns? I've still got a2 now on the cards and knight d3. Looks like a dangerous pawn. Queen d6 threatens queen g3. I don't want to lose that pawn. There's g3. Don't want to lose that pawn. Don't know, he's done well. He's done well recently. Can I get rid of this blockade on the diagonal with knight c2? I thought he played rook f4. If I just... Okay, rook's needed surely over there for the a2 pawn. That hasn't gone away. Knight c2, knight d4, bishop d4. It looks dangerous, but can I do better just holding that pawn for a moment? g3 for queen h3. There's queen f3. If I do this, trying to hold that pawn. Now queen g3 threatened. Oh, I didn't even see his threat. That would have been winning a piece. But queen g3 is my threat. Rook d7 to c7. The rook's hanging. I don't want to give him a perpetual, so I want to do a safer move. What about just getting rid of the queens? Rook A8, knight C2. Thank you, Odysseus. I'm sorry. You're a very tough opponent. I always laugh out of nervousness when I beat someone super strong, someone really I fear. It's a release of nervous tension. Sorry, it's a nervous tension release. I can't help it. It's oh dear. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. He really slaughtered me yesterday, so a formidable opponent. And I think I just caught him in an uncomfortable opening configuration, which he'll probably, as Kasparov says, you learn from your wins as well. You have to look at your openings and stuff because everyone's out to get you all the time. If you're Kasparov, especially. Well, there's a YouTube video. Don't just look at your losses, look at your wins, because everyone's like adapting all the time. Don't rest on the laurels. Change the openings, maybe. Okay, so bishop c3. This thing's flickering over here. I don't know why. Weird. Oh, okay, so whoa, can I get ready for d5? D5 with benefits. Knight e5. No, knight e5 just loses a pawn, unfortunately. On the other hand, I don't know. I need a plan. D5, almost for bishop e5. If it wasn't covering e5 with everything, it would almost be a good idea. At least I'm holding f2 here. That's the main thing. My f2 pawn is not disappearing just yet for 0 compensation. The diagonal I mentioned yesterday in the Caro-Kann is a sensitive thing. And see if I can prove that here with bishop b4 to d6, because he's weakened the dark squares. Caro-Kann pawns on light squares here. So bishop b4 if I get a chance. Does he play knight c5? It might seem lucrative to play knight c5. Okay. I'll get him to play b6. Okay. I'll play for bishop d4 here. Rook c3 to a5. Rook c3 to a5. No? Is that not dangerous for black? Rook c3 to a5. Should I just double the pawns? This rook and this ending here. How is this? How's this working out for black? Surely with the damaged pawns, I might be in for a treat here. I hope. If my king goes to a4, that might be useful. How is this ending? Oh, don't tell me I'm going to lose this king and pawn ending. Can I lose it? His king could go to b6. It's not convincing. I don't think this ending's convincing. Ah, I thought he'd exchange off all the rooks and make me guess if I've got a chance in that king and pawn ending. This, in a way, is more comfortable because I keep control of the d file. I don't know about this move. Probably pointless. Right, this pawn sack. Really? Really? Is this king not going to get in a mating net when he tries to get this pawn back? King a5, rook b1. He's got no infiltration on d file. King a4. Really? Rook b7 is on f7 as well. Does he play just rook b8? Maybe he plays rook b8. Here we go. What is going on now? Don't tell me I'm going to lose to Zugzwang in this endgame if I'm not careful. Hang on, what if I just do this? Wait. He's got king a4. King a4 then threatens rook b3. I don't want to double his pawns particularly, undouble his pawns. So he's got a point here, unfortunately. I've got this d file for whatever it's worth. I don't know. If I undouble his pawns, I still have that d file. King b2 stops king a3, b3, a3. Okay, let's go over here to threaten rook a8, mate. Ing. I can win a pawn and lose a rook there. I can play a5 instead. King takes rook a5. Is there a way of playing this position? Pressure. The check, a5 check after, is slightly different from the before. In fact, I can take on b4 here. I'll make him use the c5 square for a pawn if he wants to play the check. As long as there isn't a discovered check winning my rook like there was in the other line with king c7. So if he uses that square, then there's no king c5. I've got to keep the entry points out. Right, what about a5 king b7? Right, get him tied down to f7. c5? Otherwise I'll play c5. Or a5 king c5 is threatened. If he plays c5 king c3, I'm back guarding the entry points. Alright, I think I want to play king c5, aggressive king. Alright, I can take on f7 first, as long as I'm not getting mated. This is a good idea. Rook f6. I've got a few pawns to hit here. I can wait for a check to go to king c5. Slot races. This is like slot. I used to play slot races and brother. Well, this is cool. Like slot races. It was all about primary goal, queenless pawn, I think. Primary directive, queenless pawn. Anything else is irrelevant. It's only 3 squares away. He's got 4 squares away. Pawn taking on h4. Alright, I've got 2 connected pass pawns, which means I can sacrifice a rook if needed and win with the 2 connected pass pawns in various scenarios. Okay, the 2 pass pawns together. Formidable force. A networking triumph. Networked pass pawns. Or not. Oh, there's rook f6, hold on. We'll go here. Try and get my pass pawn immediately. Right, here's a scenario I can sack the rook if needed. Oh, thanks. That was a tough one. That was a tough game with traps to bypass. I had a few traps to bypass. Kaz. Tarash. Siegbert Tarash. And I'll play it with c4. This is unusual to play it with c4. And talking of unusual, this is going an unusual part. Oh, we've had a game like this where I was crumbling in the centre. I might be crumbling here. Oh, crikey. I've just repeated the disaster of a previous encounter now. To make note about this. Why do I want this position? Maybe there's a point taking the bishop though. I'm trying to use the form pawn later on the dark squares. I seem to remember we had a game like this before, which wasn't too clever. Can I at least take on d4 to get a pawn back? Do this to hold the piece, and I'll play for pressure on the king side or something. C file, rook c1. And there's bishop b5 as well. Okay, let's think. Think. He's 2 pawns up. Why am I playing this position 2 pawns down? Okay, whatever. Anyway, it's apparently is 2 pawns down. Okay. Four, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it's 2 pawns down. Okay, confirmed. The accountant has confirmed. It's 2 pawns down. Alright. I feel I've got some compensation somewhere. I was exchanging queens now. Great. Oh, that's an annoying move, I've got to say. Exchanging queens, that's cruel. That's just cruel. I've got my light square bishop. He hasn't got a light square bishop, has he? So b4, b5, and try and do something with the light square bishop. Bishop c4. He'd be losing a pawn if I ever got b5. If he plays a6. What was the last move? Rook fe8. Okay, let's look at the score sheet there. Rook fe8. Okay. a6. Is he playing a6? Otherwise, I might have something going on with bishop c4. Aha. Bishop e4. What about knight e5 here? I assume he wants to keep his pawns intact. I knew he'd do that. Yes, I knew that would happen. I think I'm getting something. I feel it. The form pawn's still dangerous. Never underestimate the power of the form pawn. Rook c5, double rooks. The two bishops are quite good, surely. Here. Blockading the pawns for a moment. Nothing concrete right now. Nothing concrete. Or is there? Rook a1. Rook a8. Then what? Forcing moves. Bishop g6. To bear in mind. Bishop d5. Rook d5. f4 is an interesting one. For bishop d5, rook e8. f4 is an interesting one. Trying to break up his pawns. Takes bishop d5, rook d5. Right, let's swing over here for a moment. Rook a3 to f3. A scheme. An attacking scheme. Giving a pawn back? Is he? Can I not just take that? Can I not take that? Well, I suppose there's knight b4. Is that the idea? I'll just blockade for a moment. Rook d1, knight e2. Is that fatal? I think I play king f1. I want to keep the bishops on the board. Oh, there's bishop c6, rook c7. If this was protected, bishop c6. So b4 with the threat bishop c6. I can hold that. If I play king f2 here. Extinguish knight e2 at least. Rook takes and bishop f4 for bishop d5. Keep track of the forcing moves. Yeah, I don't know why I'm having that opening 2 pawns down. That's no thanks. I cut my work out there. I don't know what is why I'm cutting my work out there. Okay, in that I don't know. I need to find something against that. That c4 I might need to abandon. I don't know. That Tarish knight with c4 I should abandon. I mean, what is that about? I found it from a not Philipson Drew. No, a tournament at Drury Lane once. The Grandmaster tournament at Drury Lane. I think maybe John Ems played it or something. This quick c4 in that Tarish line, and I had some interesting games with it at some point. In Blitz. Now, I've got a recipe here of not playing knight f3, playing knight e2 instead. That's my recipe, which I picked up from a Dzindi video. Dzindi showing how simple Karpov's play was. But Karpov had used this line, and in a way it encapsulates some aspects of Karpov's play, this line. The thing is, you don't go into pins and stuff. Try not to. Maybe knight f4 when I get the chance. Or b4. So he plays knight f5. So I'm holding d4 still. And can I do something after? Yeah. Passive, it seems for me at the moment. He's on d4 again. I'm going to weaken my king now. Queen h3, there's knight f4. Knight f4 threatens h3, winning the queen almost. Or bishop d1. It loses d4 though. I wonder if it's a good time to take on f5. If he takes with the bishop, knight d5. If he takes with the queen, well, knight f4. And I've got some pressure myself. I can't stand this knight here, looking at my d4. Although I'm weakening my light squares. There's a few interesting things going on. That pawn was just hanging there, wasn't it? On d5. It's still hanging here. He's trying to mate me on the light squares in the meantime. Right, knight f4 stops queen h3 anyway, so bishop e4 is not necessarily mating. In fact, f3, bishop f3, h3 has queen g3 though, check. Can't do this tactic. Can I not just take this bishop? Alright, what am I threatening? f3 might be a threat, queen g5, knight d5. So he plays bishop e4 to at least stop f3. Because queen g5, knight d5, that's unpleasant. There's no queen h3 there. Bishop e4, f3, bishop f3. What do I do there? Forcing moves, rook f3, queen f3, rook f1, queen g4. Again, there's no h3. I think bishop e4 is the move, unfortunately. I should probably take that before something horrible happens. Should I? Look at this again, f3, bishop f3, that really works. Queen f2, bishop e4, h3 there. He's always got this diagonal. I can take with this to threaten knight e4, so queen f3, knight e4, queen e4, knight c7. Oh, it's can I keep things simple here? I think I should try and keep things simple. Just get rid of this pin for a start. Unless he gets a knight into f3, this is nasty if he does that. What about getting the queens off? Oh, crikey. Can I get to play d5? I don't want a knight coming into f3, but he's got a rook knight e5 to f3. This position, I think, Queen F5, D5, Knight E5. Blockade. I'm going to stop the blockade rather. Okay, I'll be passive for a moment, but I don't think he's got pressure increase here on D4, which means keep a dark square grip, maybe get my king here, F3. F3 could be handy. Try and weaken his pawns. Right, bishop F2, I've got that E file. Double rooks rapidly on the E file with bishop F2. Hasn't got rook C5, I hope. So I want to just double rooks here. Alright, there's rook E6, threats. Rook E6 wins A6 at least, and double on the 6th rank. Still double on the 6th rank here. Things I think looking up. If I can double, maybe via C6 with tempo. So rook E6. D5 is handy for bishop D4. So if we took rook C7, D5, bishop D4. I could take on G6 as well. Let's hold that rook, so I can use rook C7 without dropping the rook. I can play either rook C7 or rook H6. I think I'll play rook C7 first, then take on H6. Exchange of rooks. I get my king up to G6 here, I think. Oh, rook C8. Thanks. I was under pressure there, for sure, for a long time. It's all missed. So I'll play this G6 system. Might have a name, I don't know, in Royal Pairs, just to play this setup. Try and get him to close the centre. Can I? Well, it's too dangerous. Bishop F7. No, I got a castle. If he takes, I might have to take the knight. It's unpleasant. Takes. Bishop H6. It's a loose piece. Any forcing moves on that? Nope. If I allowed the exchange of queens, there's always knight G5 after. That's unpleasant. Oh, what's this? Crikey, that's a bit radical. There's always D5 here. I don't want to get mated on the diagonal. king g8 or king f6. King g8 is away from the f file, so I want to play h6 soon. I did have a blitz game recently where it would have been better to play king f6 on the knight to defend itself, but I think given this f file situation, I'd like to tuck my king on h7. In fact, why can't I play d takes to avoid the f file opening up and win a centre pawn at the same time? This is getting pretty violent now, this game. Is this f file critical? Bishop e6 holds f7. Alright, there's rook h5, there's queen d7. Alright, queen d5 here seems plausible. Bishop f5 seems plausible. Or knight f5. I might run into g4. I don't know, bishop f5 seems running with tempo. And rook h5, king h7, that sort of thing. I'll run into g4 here, potentially. And sort of, yes. Oh, there's rook g5. Just noticed here, g4 there's rook g5. If that was a concern, I don't think it is necessarily, because try and break this pawn center. That would give me access to the king via the center if I can break down this pawn chain. So g4, yeah, rook g5. Is that dark square bishop going to the dark squares? Okay, now here this pawn center's evaporating, and with it, well, it's king safety, I hope. Oh, thanks for the game, Zormist. Okay, Cole, Nearing. Sicilian defense. A dragon? Oh, it's gonna castle kingside or something? No. We're gonna have a bit of a debate here, theoretically. If I played okay, yeah, surprise a little bit, might not be that bad. I think strengthening his pawn center, don't know, didn't seem that convinced by that. That bishop I might take off. What is a check here to throw in to disrupt white's king? Then I might take the bishop. Although my bishop's on the verge of being trapped with f4, I wonder if I can just sneak it back. f4, bishop g4. Queen g5 threatens queen g6 here. Maybe queen g5. I'm tempted to take that. Although it's probably pretty dangerous. Can I get the queens off? That's queen g5. Threatening queen. This is getting a little scary. I'm going to have to do some dynamic stuff now. I think. Sack a pawn. His king's still in. It's sort of in the center, right? I keep things closed. Yeah. F4 looks. Yeah. I feel I'm struggling now. Okay. F4, bishop g4, then bishop c3, then maybe take on h5. In this case, if I play e6, with his king there, what about d5? Oh, that's bonus relief. I think I was getting killed prior to that move. I'm not so sure now. There's bishop b2 to keep the king in the center, because check, there's king c1. I keep the king in the center. Maybe I should get rid of this bishop, the check, and then there's a check here as well. Now if king f2, there's bishop d4. If king e1, there's queen d4. Okay, bishop d4. Okay, I think I was a bit lucky here. I was getting a bit worried about things. It wasn't clear cut winning that dark square bishop. I think I lost a bit of time there for king safety. Simba, okay. I'm going to play solid because I think he massacred me last time. Play boring solid here to start off with. Excuse the London system. I can rattle these moves out pretty quick. This line he's played against the London system, bishop's at least going to be not so hot. Does he play e5? I wonder if he's punting for e5. I can take that, bishop e5. I'm not sure that's a sound sack if he plays e5. The thing is, it's as though he's playing for e5. Now, if he doesn't play e5, What have I got? Right. Okay. Okay. So queen b3 looks pleasant enough, I think. c5 could be handy. c7, nice target as well as f7. Bishop's still relatively blunt. I'll go with this with tempo. Oh, f3 here looks good to open up that f4 with knight e5 hitting the queen with tempo. Why did he do that? I've got coordination on f7 here. Why would he do that? Maybe he doesn't expect f3 here in this circumstance. Maybe looks good to play knight e5. It's a double. It's a well. It's that looks good to play knight e5. No. Oh, he's got queen g5. There's still bishop f7. King h8. Any better way of playing this? Given bishop queen, given queen g5, bishop f7 and bishop d5 after. Bishop d5, queen d5, knight e5, knight e5. Oh, I'm not so sure now. If I play bishop f7 first, queen f7. Bishop d5 here. A lot of pieces hanging. I don't know. Okay, I don't want to lose on time, but queen g5 seems to be okay. I can't see an answer to queen g5 there. After bishop f7, king h8, I've got like loose pieces everywhere. I think I'd almost rather have this position instead, with some great stability on the centre. Get rid of this bishop without losing, for example, e3 and stuff. I don't want to lose e3. I want to keep centre intact. Now I'm threatening knight e5. Bishop takes, I'm threatening queen takes. Knight e5, knight e5. Alright. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No. Maybe knight g5. Or holds. No, my centre's. I don't know. Too complicated. Is my centre melting? Knight e6. If I can take that dark square bishop. Maybe there's some compensation for the pawn. I end up losing a pawn here. Compensate king f2. That ending rook f8. He's winning a piece. Well, there's king g3, isn't it? There's king e3. There's king g3. There's knight d3 check there. So I've just lost the piece to knight e3 check after all that. Great. There's no answer to knight d3. Oh, crikey. No way. I'm just losing a piece. It's lost. Yeah, it's a bit strange. I don't know. Weird. I don't know. That queen f6 looks weird. And that game. Okay. Yep. I don't know why that should work. Queen f6. I don't know. I don't know. Weird. Either black's like on the verge of losing, or and I got tactical liabilities. I don't believe in the way it was played. I just don't believe that can be good, the way to play like that with queen f6. I don't know. It's just so weird. It just runs into f3, and I thought it was like should be winning. I don't know at one point, but maybe I don't know. It's dynamic, I suppose. Oh, this is tricky. Oh, I had this bad position against this guy before as well. I'm getting these repetitive bad. Okay, opening positions: rook b8, knight d4, and c6. Well, knight b8, knight b8, knight d7. C6, knight d7. All right. Okay. So oh, okay. Sorry about that then. Didn't connect in time. And this is my internet. Is my internet a bit dodgy here? I'm just wondering now. Lorena knight e3. Okay, I'm wondering, my internet seems a bit strange here. Okay, I'll abort this. Let's see, and let's carry on through the challenges. Yeah, Blitz enemy. Okay, I could play a closed Sicilian. Closed Sicilian. So knight ge2 d3. Alright, go back here. So a4, knight c4, that sort of thing. It's like reverse King's Engine. Now, I get this knight sort of Petrosian system or something in reverse. h3 and f4. Right, hold this. I'll play f4 and f5. f5 threatens. Sort of gaining space. g4, knight g3. Okay, that might help. I hope it helps me more than him. Bishop f3, king g2, rook h1. That sort of plan, sort of King's Engine style. King g2, queen g1, queen h. This king's going to have to evacuate soon. If I just shuffle my pieces like bishop f3, rook h1, king g2, queen g1. Alright, the light square's interesting. Let me g5 immediately here for queen h5. I don't want my queen as a tactical target necessarily though. Alright, he plays rook h8 though. And that's not so easy. Okay, maybe there's queen g4. Queen e7, maybe there's f6 if it takes knight f5. And f6 loses the queen here. Okay, he's got rook h4. This might not be that clever. Okay, I think I'll go on a retreat for a moment. Bishop f3 to h5 to g6. There's king g2 and try and contest the h file. Well, there's bishop h5 to g6 first. What can I do with this knight? I think I have to swap off one pair of rooks. Otherwise it's going to be bad for my king. Okay, a4 is weak in some of these lines. If I do rook h1, he's using that h file. That b file, I don't think is particularly clever. My a pawn is a concern, really. Don't seem to have much going on here. Can I get a knight to g4? Is that something? Knight f2 to g4. Does that do anything? He's pretty solid, actually. He's pretty solid. I don't know. This. He's just. I haven't got anything for the pawn here. I've got a loose a pawn. If I use up the rook. Okay, he's going on the dark squares now. Right, is there knight f2 and rook h1? So he's giving me the, well, bishop g5 f6 check wins the queen. That'll be ambitious. Bishop g5 f6 is check. Alright, so what's his idea with this? Okay, the H file. I need to neutralize that H file with rook H1. Bishop H5, Knight G3, Queen G4, Queen G6 is the start of something on the light squares. I hope. Okay. Is there Knight H5 there to Queen F4? My C2's weak. I kicked his queen. This ending isn't superb, I've got to say, because I got weak pawns. He's going to get my C2 of Knight B4. That's nice. I've got an answer to this. I'll play this with Knight F6 and Queen H1. End up losing quite a few pawns. Not sure what else to do. Oh, there's Knight E2. Hold on. Knight E2, Knight B4, Queen H1. Probably better idea is this. Queen H1, Queen H8, Bishop H5. In the meantime, he's got things like Knight E3. Can I play this for Knight E3, King F2? Try and get Queen. Queen over here. There's Queen B1 on B7, then Queen B5. Maybe Queen B1 is better. Keeps an eye on. There's Bishop H4. Alright, this way. Knight D1, King G2. It's Queen G5. Is there Knight G3? Okay, I don't want to lose on time either, particularly. Punt a perpetual check here if needed. Bishop D1. So he's got Knight G4. If I stop Knight G4 for a moment, we'll just go for perpetual check. Because Bishop H4 is also a concern. This doesn't look good. Uh-oh. Well played. It's got me a few times before as well. Yeah. Tough. Okay. Let's try bishop f4. If I take on, try and stop c4 at least. This looks very silly. Didn't have some idea, I don't know. But no, I don't know. Doesn't look right, this. Haven't got much at the moment. Okay. Is he ever going to take here? I don't know. Bishop f2, e4. I'm getting attacked here. Okay. Tread carefully here. So at least knight c4. a4. Is a4 possible? Try and keep things closed. As the knight takes a bishop d5. Maybe don't like the look of this. Maybe I've got rook c1 there. On takes bishop d5, rook c1. Maybe. I'm hoping. E4, I don't know, this is dodgy. Is that knight b5? Let's play that. Right, knight b3. I'll probably live another day, I hope. Against rook a1. Defends rook a1. Rook c1, queen c8. This knight coming to f4 could be a... Well, I think it was worse than this position. Well, I'll take that. It was an otherwise lost position earlier. Sorry. It was... I don't know. I have this bad tendency to castle queenside. It's just... I was in a world of pain there. Okay, I was in a world of pain there. I shouldn't castle queenside there. That was dumb. That was as dumb as Botvinnik versus... Sorry, Capablanca versus Botvinnik. Simul game, first encounter. But Capablanca got smashed castling queenside. Is just it's something you don't want to do too often. Because it's more area of responsibility. It was falling to bits. Oh, crikey. Yeah, I was on the verge. Yeah, I was on the verge of disaster with the pin. Okay, anyway, onto this new game. If I can get my mind into this new game or not. Okay, so queen e2, e4. Probably... there's bishop f4 here. Rook d1, bishop e1, that sort of thing. Knight e5, knight d4. Or bishop g5. Maybe I'll try and provoke some weakness with f6. Rook e8, queen c2 is actually on h7 and c6 here. Right, can I pin that knight? So again, queen c2 is on h7 and c6, potentially. That is looking like something. That does weaken the light squares a bit. Right, so here we go. Queen c2. Bishop f3 is queen c6. Okay. Now I've got a dog barking in the background and other things going on. So bishop f3, queen c6. Is that plausible? There's bishop h2 there, king h1. Well, that loses a piece, doesn't it? I think bishop f3 was the move. Actually, I don't know. Okay, okay, so my rook's attacked. I go here, maybe bishop f3, rook e6. So rook e6. I'm going to keep this closed. I'll take, yeah. Just want to make sure I don't get background mated. H3 and make sure I don't get background mated. It's a good idea. Okay. There we go. Get this guy. Bishop d5. And push this guy. I've got a2 covered. I've got the a8 destination covered. So that's good news with that bishop there. Okay, thanks for the game, JPA. Okay, shelling forward. What do I do against this guy? Let me think. I could try Alvin countergamut. Or this weird one. The check would have been interesting. Why didn't I think about the check there? That was played too quickly. Okay, maybe I have the check. I think we're both playing far too quickly. Yeah. C3 is knight C3, there's bishops on that. So what about, okay, F4, is that dangerous? It's one of my weird gambit concoctions from bullet chess, but sometimes it gives a good game. It doesn't seem that bad here, necessarily. If he castles, what do I do actually? Interesting. Okay. Double rocks. Okay, that gives me d5 square. Can I play this? c5, c3. I suppose, but I sort of undouble the pawns. Maybe queen d4. Does he play queen d4? So I played rook f5 here. He takes. There's bishop c4 after. Rook e4, that's okay as well. So I want to play bishop c4 when he's not looking. Rook e4, take on e5, right? Oh, he's nice. He's got e7 check. I'll play king f7 then. Who's got that? Right. Okay. Rook G4. So F3 suppressed. I've still got Bishop A2 and stuff. It's Rook H4. I suppose he's got G3. It's a bit dangerous for Bishop D5 after G3, isn't it? Knight B4, there's Bishop C4. We're still winning the exchange. What was G3 actually? It's not that clear. Why didn't I take on A2 when I had the chance? I could have taken on A2. That was silly. Make sure that's pinned for a moment anyway. I'm just worse than this ending. Ah, no, I'm just worse than this ending. Is there a glimmer of hope there? I wouldn't have thought so necessarily. Yeah, that looks pretty decisive. Well played. That looks very decisive. Wow, this has been really tough today. Just have one last game. I think I've got to go after this. Okay. Well played. I thought I had something at some points, maybe. I should have taken an A2, I think, when I had the chance. Okay, Yeah, is this guy ready? Or I think I might have to go actually. And see you Sunday, not coming Sunday, the next Sunday. That'd be cool. So, yep. I think I've got to go actually. All right, thanks for coming. It was a super lineup today. Super duper strong lineup. Thanks. Okay. Until next time. Thanks very much.